Hey, Full House fans, she's back. That's right, it's Candace Cameron Bure. If you haven't seen this episode yet, she's really funny in this episode of Full House Rewind. You're going to want to check out this replay as Candace and I talk about Full House and more. We're back late this fall with a lot more new episodes, and we're going to make a couple of big announcements very soon. We'd like to thank you for listening wherever you get your podcasts. And we just reached 3 million views and 50,000 subscribers on our Full House Rewind YouTube channel. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.
This is a PodCo original.
Okay, I got a little something for you. It involves following us. Okay, so what you're going to do now is you're going to look at that, see that little follow button right there? That's the one. All you do, you click on that and then you follow us. Pretty simple. I'll meet you later when you're following us.
The first time I went in, she told me, okay, that was great. I'll bring you back for a callback. But I was so upset. I cried when I walked out of the audition. How is this Full House? There's a mom and it's a different dad.
Was it tough making that transition from going to school on set and then going to a regular school?
So we were rehearsing one day and I'm 10
Yeah.
and I farted.
Were there any tough times during the show where you thought, I just can't do this anymore? Welcome to episode 22 of Full House Rewind. I'm your host, Dave Coulier, and our guest today, I'm so happy, is none other than Candace Cameron Bure. Candace, she's sitting right here. I'm embarrassed saying all this stuff. Candace is a very talented TV and movie actress, producer, director, and she's also the chief content officer at the Great American Family Channel. You can check out her podcast, the Candace Cameron Bure podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. Full House fans, of course, you know her as DJ on Full House and Fuller House. Here's an adorable picture of Candace when Full House was on the air. Aww. Hey, Kandachi.
Hi.
I call her Kandachi. That's my pet
my
name.
nickname.
That is your nickname. Did I come up with Kandachi?
I think you did.
I did?
Yeah, that actually became one of my production companies too.
Kandachi Productions?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
I know.
I had no idea that
Yep.
day. I looked over and went, hi, Kandachi.
Dave,
stuck.
so many things have stuck.
lot.
Between Kandache, the fact that you introduced me to my husband,
Poo-poo.
Poo-poo.
Our little pet nickname. We call each other everybody. Well, we call everybody Poo-poo, I think.
We do.
Hi, Poo-poo. Well, it's an endearing thing.
It's very endearing.
It's tough to get on the poo-poo list.
It is. And it doesn't matter if you add the little poo-poo emoji or not. Poo-poo between friends is very special.
It is very special. And we have a very special episode here, DJ Tanner's Day Off. We're going to jump in and we're going to talk a little bit about, this is episode number 22 of the first season. It was directed by our buddy Joel Zwick, and it first aired on ABC May 6, 1988. So can you give us the little couple of sentence rundown on what this episode is about?
Yes,
It's about you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know. I don't think I've seen this since it aired back in what did we say?
88. Yeah.
Okay. DJ takes advantage of Joey's gullible nature by convincing him that she's sick so she can skip school and sneak down to the mall to get Stacey Q's autograph.
Stacey.
I remember this episode.
Well, we're going to go through it here scene by scene. You ready?
Yes.
We're going to describe what's happening in the episode, and I'm going to start us off, okay? So episode 22 opens in the girls' room with DJ singing along to a Stacey Q song.
With my hairbrush.
In the living room, Danny is getting ready to leave for a work trip to LA and gives babysitting instructions to Jesse and Joey. Danny tells the guys that it's his first night away from the girls. DJ asks Danny if she can skip a day of school to get Stacey Q's autograph at the mall with Kimmy. Danny tells DJ that school is more important and leaves for his trip, putting Joey and Jesse in charge while he's gone.
DJ fakes being sick and tricks Joey into calling her school to dismiss her for the day. She quickly recovers and tells Joey she'd like to go to school. But DJ and Kimmy go to the mall and get Stacey Q's autograph. Feeling sorry for DJ, Joey goes to the mall with Michelle to get the autograph and discovers Kimmy and DJ have skipped school.
Ooh, back at the house, Jesse and Joey confront DJ about skipping school. They realize that DJ is genuinely remorseful and decide that they won't tell Danny what happened. Danny arrives back home from his trip and asks how everything was while he was gone. Stephanie spills the beans, exposing DJ's trickery in front of Danny. The story unfolds and Danny learns the truth.
Danny heads upstairs and has a conversation with DJ about lying, hurting other people, and being selfish. DJ realizes that her actions were wrong and she apologizes.
DJ's upset. DJ's upset. We've said that so many times. Oh my God. And that is what happens in this episode, DJ Tanner's Day Off. Thank you, Kandachi.
You're welcome.
Anything jump to mind, jump out at you as we read through that scene? Any memories come back?
You know, I thought I remembered the whole episode, but then as we read through it, I was confusing another episode.
Well, we did a few. Yeah, we did. I can see 200, how that
because there was another episode where Kimmy, Stephanie, and DJ were at the mall, but it was a stolen sweater. And I feel like it may have been the same set as to where Kimmy and DJ went to get Stacey Q's autograph. And I think that's why I'm like confusing these two episodes. But yeah, I remember being excited that Stacey Q was going to be on. I remember Jeff Franklin saying like, hey, how do you feel about Stacey Q? Do you like her song that's on the radio?
Yeah. Yeah. And I didn't know anything about Stacey Q, but she resonated with, teenage girls big time, that hit song she had.
Yeah.
All right. You ready to start at the beginning?
Yeah.
Okay. I know a lot of these answers already.
Okay.
But I have to ask them so that our fans can hear these answers right from you, because it's going to be really interesting for them. But some of this stuff, I was like, okay, I have to ask this, but I already know the answer.
Okay.
You were 9 or 10 when you started Full House.
I was 10.
10. Already in double digits.
Yeah.
You were such a cute kid. You just were such a cute kid. You were DJ from
Day one.
Like perfect casting for everybody, really. Were you already in the Miller Boyette family by the time the Full House pilot what was the association there that brought you into Full House?
I had no association. So I got the audition from my agent and auditioned twice for the casting director. The first time I went in, she told me, okay, that was great. I'll bring you back for a callback. But I was so upset. I cried when I walked out of the audition. DJ's upset.
But it was before DJ, so it was Candace is upset.
Candace is upset. Because I didn't think that the casting director had enough enthusiasm that my audition was actually good. I thought she was kind of lying about it.
Oh.
So I walked out of the audition and I cried to my mom. She was like, honey, what happened? And I said, I don't think I did very well. I said, but I know she's bringing me back. And my mom said, well, then that means you did really well. And I'm like, but I don't think she really liked me. So my mom said, do you want to go back in and do it again? And she could tell you what she'd like done differently. I said, yes, I would. So I went back in.
You went back in right then, that day?
That day, immediately. Okay. I said, can you tell me how I could do it better? And so she gave me notes. I don't remember what they were. And then she's like, okay, that was great. You're still coming back. There was no change. So you're coming back anyway. I was coming back anyway.
Wow.
Talk about, I guess I had a level of performance that I needed to uphold in my 10-year-old self, and I didn't meet the requirements.
Did you do anything different when you came back, though?
Probably not.
I don't
remember.
You were the same kid.
I probably was the same kid, but I tried to listen to her feedback. So anyway, I went back a couple times to audition with Jeff Franklin and Tom Miller, Bob Boyette, and I've heard that Jeff talk about it, and Jeff said, she was DJ when she walked in the room.
Yeah.
He didn't want to audition anyone else. That's what he told me.
Yeah.
And they said, well, there's already girls that are sitting in the waiting room. We still need to audition.
They told you that? Did they tell you that when you were in there? Or that's just Jeff's rendition of the story?
That's just rendition. But I knew they liked me.
Yeah.
I knew they liked me. I saw them a couple times. And when you're a kid, I feel like, I don't know, I paid attention. I'm pretty good at body language and could read people's faces. And having already been in the business for 5 years, having worked, you can tell when someone has a genuine smile on their face when they like you. And I felt that from all of them when I was in the room. And then I think it probably didn't hurt that my brother, Kirk, was a pretty big teen idol at the time, having been on Growing Pains for 2 years.
So Growing Pains was already going.
The association was probably helped in my favor.
Did you ever discuss your character with Tom and Bob and Jeff? Did they ever say, DJ is this or that, or you just nailed it and we started?
I don't remember that I had any discussions with them. Although I do remember in the pilot episode, DJ was supposed to be like at the top of her game and pretty smart because she was trying to trick Uncle Jesse into paying him off to live in the garage or something like that. So I think she was supposed to be a little bit of a smart aleck. And
really?
I don't think that was inherently me. So I think we moved away from that after the pilot episode, and DJ became more of like the goody two-shoes big sister.
Yeah, I couldn't see you playing smart alecky. You were too sweet of a kid. Yeah. And that just came through. Smart alecky.
Yeah. Smart, but not
alecky. But not
not alecky.
Not alecky. We shot the pilot twice.
We did.
And I think most of our fans know that by now, because that information has been out there for decades. But we shot one with John Posey, and then Mud and I, John, we did a screen test with Bob on the Perfect Strangers set. And it was like, wait, what's happening here? And then, all of a sudden we had to shoot everything again.
Yeah.
As a 10-year-old, that had to be really weird for you?
Yeah, I will say there's a picture circulating the internet right now, and it's the picture with me, Jody, and either Mary Kate or Ashley, with John Posey and the actress that played Pam. Oh. Which was like in the first episode or maybe the pilot. I can't remember when we first did a flashback.
Yeah,
but it's like so weird when people see this and they're like, how is this Full House? There's a mom and it's a different dad.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny, but I remember shooting the pilot with John Posey, and it was great and wonderful, and it was just like waiting to hear if we were going to get picked up. And then I remember my mom telling me, hey, we're going to reshoot your scenes in the pilot, and there's a new dad. And I was like, why? Like, John was so great and so
he was
nice.
Great. He was fun and
all
nice.
The things. And what I remember about that day going back and shooting with Bob is that right when I met him, I was already in my wardrobe and hair and makeup, and he had his costume on, but he came right over to me and he bent down and got eye to eye with me. Because, I probably wasn't that much shorter than I am now because I'm only 5'2". I probably was 5 feet when I was 10 years old.
What a tall 10-year-old. Wow.
And Bob was 6'4", so he got down on eye level and he was like, hi, I'm Bob. I'm going to be playing your dad. I know it's probably weird because you already did, and he went into his whole, like, how Bob talks. And it was like over talking and a monologue and a paragraph of like all these things of how, like, I'm going to pretend like we're parents and we're going to have fun. And, but what stands out is he also said to me, like, if there's anything that, how I can be helpful or make you feel more comfortable, will you please let me know? Like,
that was nice.
It was so nice.
That's
it was
nice.
so nice
I don't think I ever knew that. That's why it's important to ask these hard-hitting journalistic questions.
So I kind of fell in love with Bob literally the first day we met. He was so kind and nice and made me feel so comfortable.
That's really nice that he did that. I'm so happy to hear that.
Someone else didn't do that. I'm not going to name any names.
Now, did your mom tell you what was going on? Because, she was already experiencing a lot of show business stuff with Kirk. So she was very well seasoned.
Yes.
Your mom, and then I want to talk about your mom because she kept you guys very grounded. She was amazing. did she say anything like, okay, you guys got 13, maybe you'll get a back 9? Did she kind of
I
run
don't
you through
remember
those?
any of that.
Really?
I have no recollection. It was
it just fun? Like I'm working on the show and it's fun and
totally. And because my brother had been on Growing Pains for a couple of years already, I was very used to sitcom life and being on a set because I'd go to his tapings every week. And it was always a family event. And then I was actually on like 3 episodes of Growing Pains, and I'd done some other sitcom work. So I just loved it. Loved being in the studio, loved being on set, was very comfortable and familiar. So then when we got Full House, and then it was like, okay, we're like, the show got picked up. I knew what that meant.
Yeah.
But I don't recall if it got picked up for 13 or it got picked up for the full 24.
We got picked up. We got a back 9. We did 13 and then we got a back 9 because Jeff called me. I was doing a stand-up date in Chicago, and Jeff called me and said, hey, you're going to be happy. We got a back 9. And that's how I heard about it.
Great.
Your mom was very hands-on, and I just love Barbara and Robert.
She loves you too, and so does my dad.
We had a lot of laughs, you know. Your dad would always come up and ask me a question. Like he was very, he was
like
very fatherly.
Investigative.
Very fatherly.
Yes.
He'd go, is everything going okay? And I'd go, like here or in life or where, Robert? He'd be just, are you okay?
Yeah.
And it was just, I was just kind of like, it would be this question on left field, but I knew he was thinking about it and it was thoughtful. Uh-huh. But by the time it got to me, he had already processed everything. And I was like where? Here? Yeah, like here, like life's good. Like
my dad's just trying to get the scoop.
He was inquisitive.
Yeah, he's
but
very
caring,
inquisitive.
Very inquisitive.
He loves to talk with people.
You were always very polite and humble, and your parents, my hat's off to them, because you can't be in that kind of environment of a professional, working environment like that without having some stability. And your parents, they were right on the money. I thought all the moms were like that.
They were.
They were really good moms.
Yes, agreed.
What do you think was your most embarrassing moment in those early years of the show? Did you have one? Did you ever have any, like, where, because that's a tough
I'm going to tell you
age.
something. I can't believe I'm going to actually say this.
Okay, all right.
Okay. You were there, though. Okay, have you talked about, you know where I'm going to go with this, maybe. Okay.
I don't think I do.
We were doing an episode. We were rehearsing, and it was the casino, Alibaba Hotel.
Oh, yeah, he did that.
Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember that guy. The fabulous.
Yeah.
That's how he used to deliver it. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
I can't believe I'm going to say.
I don't know what this is.
It's such a natural thing that happens, but I was mortified. We were rehearsing, and by the way, Dave, have you talked about the flatulence like all the time?
No,
we haven't talked about that.
Not really. No.
All the fart jokes that Dave makes all the time.
Well, because I think they're funny.
Right.
I can be in China and do one, and everybody in China is good. They cross international boundaries.
There was a lot of fart humor on Full House.
There was.
Really all came from you.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So great. We're just putting that out there.
Yes.
So we were rehearsing one day, and I'm 10.
Yeah.
And I farted. Like I actually did. Out loud.
Loud? It was loud?
Yes. And my eyes got so big, and Jody was with me, and you were there. And I remember Patty Passarelli was also there, and I think she heard it. And I was so embarrassed. And I was hoping, please let everyone think it's Dave. Please let everyone think it's Dave. But you started laughing.
Of course I did.
You heard it, and you were
I'm immature.
You thought it was hysterical.
Of course.
And then you were going
oh, and that's where that came from.
And I don't actually know that it smelled or whatever, but I was mortified that anyone even heard that come out of my body.
How do I not know this? How did this not come back?
I did not ever talk about this because I was so embarrassed, but now it's funny.
And then that's how this was born, because we would do this little thing, like if something smelled ever, whether you walk by craft service or we were just making a joke, I would go up to you and I'd go. And
That's all it was. That's
all.
all we had to do.
Yeah. Just like you'd walk up to me. You'd walk up to me, and if you got really close, I would just go like that. And you'd go,
I know.
I brush my teeth. Yes, it's something. It's so immature.
Oh my gosh.
It is
so immature, but
so immature.
But it was funny at the time. So that was one embarrassing story. But you probably weren't thinking of that.
I wasn't thinking of that. I don't even think I knew that. And then I asked your mom for permission.
Yeah.
If I could take you to the circus, and we went to the circus. That was first season.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I took you to Cirque du Soleil. And I went and picked you up at your mom and dad's house, and we drove to Santa Monica, and we had the best time.
We did.
It was, we just laughed, and we watched all the clowns and the acrobats and everything, and it was just so lovely.
It was so nice of you too. I look back and think about it, and I'm just like, all three of you were the best. But I'm like, the fact that you took me to the circus, you took me to a hockey game. Like, what other actors or like family actors do that with kids that are playing their kids, but not really their own kids? I just think it's so cool.
Well, we truly like fell in love with all of you guys. You know, you were like our kids, and that just doesn't happen. You know, it happened for us because you were such just great kids. You know, and I think me and John and Bob, we all felt this feeling together, like these are our kids and we better protect them and really look after them, because we all knew what a weird, you know, sometimes toxic environment show business can be. And so we really wanted to, I think we just had that natural fatherly uncle kind of instinct with all you guys. And I was just like, I'm going to take, Candace is a great kid. I'm going to take her to the circus. You know,
my first Cirque du Soleil show, it was so much fun.
And it was great because that was mine too.
And I had no idea acrobats could do that. I mean, I just thought it was going to be like lions and tigers and bears, and it was anything but that.
It was so cool. Were there any tough times during the show where you thought, you know, I just can't do this anymore? Like where you just, because there were times when, you know, it was either something happening in my personal life or I was just exhausted. Was there ever a time for you where you just was like, oh man?
Not that I ever wanted to stop, because I didn't.
I don't mean stop.
Yeah,
but
I loved it, and
tough.
I loved being on the show. But growing up on television and going through all of your teen years on television, those experiences were not always fun.
Yeah, it's
so
tough.
I hate, like, the episodes that I hated, like DJ had a zit on the end of her nose, and it was like, thanks so much. I just have to look ugly in this episode all day and have people make fun of a zit. Like, that was hard. And then I remember there was, it was the episode where DJ, like, they thought she was drinking beer at 13 years old, like at the school dance. And I remember having such a battle with the producers about what I was going to wear. At 13, you know, those are like really important things. And we had a couple of choices, and I wanted to wear this one thing. And they're like, oh, but can't you wear this dress? Like, it was a pretty dress. And I wanted to wear, which is what I ended up wearing on the show. It was like a black genie pants and a black bolero jacket. And they're like, but it's so dark. Like, this pretty floral dress is, you know, and then you're going through puberty and you're just like, I don't want everyone telling me what to wear. But they're all kind of these normal kid problems, but they just feel amplified when you're on television and have to do that in front of millions of people.
And speaking of normal kid things, was it tough making that transition from going to school on set and then going to a regular school? Was that tough for you?
Well, I wanted to do that. So my schooling was a little different than Andrea and Jody's at times because going to a real school was important to me. So for many years, I went to my own school for like 4 classes in the morning, and then I would show up on set by noon.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there were several years I did that, whereas Jody and Andrea were they were schooled on set, I think, all the years. And then it wasn't until like my last couple years I had Glenn Woodmansey was my teacher.
Right.
And then it just became too difficult. So then I was doing school on the set full time.
Wow. Because I always wondered about that, you know, like how tough that could be once you're kind of like on a show where every kid knows you and you're suddenly thrust into this, you know, social environment at school.
I got bullied in middle school.
Did you?
At the public school. So
see, that makes me
I had some awful experiences.
Yeah, it makes me sad hearing about that because kids can be so cruel. They can be tough.
Yeah, middle school was tough, but then when I went to a different high school, then it was great. I loved it. That's why I wanted to go to those classes in the morning and have like normal friends doing normal things, and it was great.
I have, we're not even through a third of my questions that I have for you. But I do remember, do you remember your first car?
Like in real life?
Yeah. I remember when you got your license.
Uh-huh.
And I want to know, do you remember what your first car was?
Yeah.
What was it?
It was a black Nissan Pathfinder.
Yes.
A black Nissan Pathfinder.
Pathfinder, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember, you were so happy.
And I had a bass tube in the back. Like my dad took me, I was like, I just want a stereo system because all that rap music that I listened to. And I had this huge bass tube I put in the back so I could like come into the lot.
Oh, Candace is here. Listen to that.
It was like, yeah.
I could hear you through the walls of the stage. I just have so many, I have like too many questions. A lot of them I know the answers, but it's just so interesting. We're going to talk more about where you are now, and I want to talk about the journey, all of that.
Great.
But I'm saving that for another episode. Can we get you to come back for another one?
Yes, I would love to.
That would be wonderful. But can we play a little game first?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to play a little game.
I love games.
This is a game called One Hit Wonder. Okay. On this episode, we had Stacy Q, and this, of course, I'm going to ask you some questions about one hit wonders, and we're going to see how many you get correct. And I'll guarantee you're going to win this game.
Okay.
You're going to win. I feel it.
Okay.
You're going to, all right, here we go. Question one. Ready? I'm going to try and sing a line from a few 1980s hit songs and see if you can guess the recording artists. All right. Ready? Here in my car, I feel safest of all. I can lock all my doors.
I know that song. I have no idea who sings it.
In cars.
Oh, Cars.
Yes, that's the name of the song. yes, that's the name of the song, Cars. Do you remember who it was?
No, I don't know.
Gary Newman, but you got the Cars right. Ding, ding, ding,
Cars.
ding,
Oh,
ding,
Gary
ding.
Newman. I would not have known that.
Okay, all right, here's another one. Ready? Okay. 8675309.
I feel like you just said I'm going to win this, and you are literally like choosing the famous songs for you in
that
the 80s.
you don't
I'm
know.
like, can you give me some Tiffany and some Debbie Gibson and some New Kids on the Block, please?
Well, if I could get my voice up that high, I would sing those for you, Candace.
I know that song, but I don't know who sings the 87.
The initials are T and T. It's a guy.
Tristan Thompson. I don't know.
Tristan Thompson. Tristan Thompson. Where did you pull that from? All right. It was Tommy Two-Tone.
I would never have known that.
Oh,
Never
man.
have known
Okay.
that.
All right.
Gosh, I am failing miserably. You just set me up for failure, Dave. Telling me I'm going to win.
Okay. Here we go. Here's a little song I wrote. Maybe you would sing it note for note. Don't worry. Be happy. Do you remember that?
Yeah, don't worry. Be happy. Of course. That's, what's his name, though? I'm going
to give you a hint.
I could see him. I can picture him.
I'll give you a hint. Bobby
McFerrin. Bobby
ding,
McFerrin?
ding, ding, ding. Yes, you got it. Bobby McFerrin. Yes.
Yay.
Don't worry, be happy.
Okay,
see, you're winning. You're winning.
Yeah, okay, I'm winning.
Okay. All right. Question number 4.
Okay.
Here we go. Relax. Don't do it. When you want to go
get
to it, relax. Get to it.
I
Wait
know,
a second.
something.
Don't do it. Do you remember
My
who
take
that
charge personality.
was? Song was Relax, which it wasn't a relaxing song.
No.
One of our makeup ladies' names was a guy's name.
Frankie
Goes where?
goes to Hollywood.
Ding, 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 ding. See? Man, you're
those
a
were good
master.
clues, Dave.
You're
Thanks.
a master of this game. Okay, here we go. 2 of hearts.
2 hearts that beat as one. Right? Or something.
Who is it? Who sang that?
I don't know.
Stacey Q.
Oh,
That's her song. I finally come up with one, and it was Stacey Q, 2 of hearts. Okay, everyone's a winner, like I said. Okay, here's what you get. All right, ready? You get cut it out hat.
I love it.
And a Joey doll. Because I think you might have, you probably.
Stop it.
Yes.
How do you have a Joey doll?
Because it's magic.
Did you send away for it?
That drawer
in the cereal box
No,
package?
no one ever bought one. Went back in the day, so they have thousands of them. So the guy's like, "Do you want thousands of Joey dolls?" I said, "Yes."
And now
there you
have
go.
one.
Oh, and it matches.
It does.
Look, it totally
totally goes with my ensemble.
Totally matches.
Okay.
Well, you win the prizes. You won the game. And now we get to do one more thing before we say goodbye, because it's time for Cut It Out.
Cut it out.
Every episode of Full House had a heartfelt scene. So we've cut out a scene here from episode 22. And you and I are going to read it together, okay?
Am I reading it as 10-year-old DJ, or am I reading it as
You know what?
20?
I'll be reading the role of Danny and Stephanie, and you can do whatever you want with DJ, okay? Think back to that day you auditioned.
Okay.
Don't cry. Okay.
I'll try not to.
Okay. All right. Ready? We cue the music already? Okay, there it is. Oh, man. Tearing up already. DJ, come over here. Why did you do what you did today?
Because I wanted that autograph more than anything.
Do you know what the worst part is about what you did?
That I cut school?
No. That you tricked Stephanie? That you were selfish. All you cared about was DJ. You did whatever you had to do to get DJ what she wanted, even if it meant lying and hurting other people.
I don't want to be selfish. I don't want to hurt other people's feelings.
I know you don't. I think you really care about people.
I'm really sorry, Dad.
Well, I know next time you'll think things through a lot more carefully, because you're a lot better than what I saw today. Daddy, am I your favorite now? Yes.
Hey!
No. No matter what happens, I'm always going to love all 3 of you exactly the same. And they hug. I wish Michelle was here. I like her the best. And the scene ends. Always brings a tear to my eye. Ladies and gentlemen, people of the world, Candace Cameron Bure. I love her. You love her. I love her. Thousands of people out there.
I love you, Dave.
Here are some of my thoughts about episode 22. I have to admit, I didn't know who Stacey Q was when we were shooting this episode. I remember she was very nice, but also very shy. Her hit song, 2 of Hearts, resonated with preteen girls in 1988. Episode 22 is the last show of the first season. We didn't know if there was going to be a second season, and then something remarkable happened. Our executive producers, Jeff Franklin, Tom Miller, and Bob Boyette, went to ABC and asked if they could air Full House in the Tuesday 8:30 p.m. slot following their huge hit, Who's the Boss?, starring Tony Danza. Well, ABC agreed, and Full House started to get huge ratings numbers almost instantly. In the fall of 1988, ABC put Full House back in the Friday 8 p.m. slot, and we carried the audience back to Friday night. ABC picked us up for another season in the summer of 1988, and the Tanner family would get to spend another season in the house at 1822 Girard Street. We'd like to hear your thoughts about Full House. Tell us about your favorite episode, or just why you love the show so darn much. Or maybe you got a question for me, who knows. Send us an email with the link at socials@podco.us. We close every episode of Full House Rewind by giving all of you who need it a hug. This week, our hug goes out to all those folks waxing nostalgic about late 80s pop songs. If Two of Hearts or Relax is stuck in your head after listening to us, you're welcome. 80s music is like a warm hug to me, so for all of you who need it, here's your Full House hug from me. Come on, bring it in. There we go. All right, that's our show. We'd like to thank our special guest, Candace Cameron Bure, for stopping by. Join us next time here on Full House Rewind, and you can watch all of our episodes on our Full House Rewind YouTube channel. So long, everyone. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Full House Rewind. We'll see you next week.